Hello everyone, welcome to day 8 of learning C language. Today we will discuss about file handling in C. File handling in C allows you to perform operations like creating, reading, writing and updating files. It is essential for storing data permanently rather than just in temporary memory. Okay, without file handling, we store the data in the uh, RAM permanently, but file by using file handling we can perform like operations like creating, reading, writing and updating files. It is essential for storing data permanently. Okay, by using file handling we can store the data permanently. Okay, what is file handling? First of all, what we'll learn about file. What is file? A file is a collection of data stored on a disk. Okay, what is a file? A file is a collection of data that is stored on a disk. And then what is file handling? The process of creating, reading, writing, and manipulating files using C programming. Okay, what is file handling? There are some file operations, that is creating a file, reading a file, writing a file, like that. The process of creating, reading, writing, and manipulating the files is called as file handling. Okay, C provides a set of standard library functions to handle files through the studio.h header file. Okay, by using this stdio.h header file, it C provides a set of standard library function in this header file so that we can use that library functions. Okay, and then the next topic is file operations. What are the operations that we can perform on files? Okay, the file operations are creating a file and then opening a file and then reading a file, reading from a file and then writing to a file and then closing a file. These are the five operations that we can perform on files. Okay, let's see an each operation with a detailed example. Okay, and then the next topic is file modes in C. What are the modes? File modes in C. The fopen function is used to open a file. It takes two arguments. The first one is it will take file name, the name of the file, and then the mode in which the file should be opened. Okay, these are the two arguments that the fopen function is used to open a file. Okay, now we will look into the modes description. What are modes and how they can be used? Okay, R mode, it opens a file for reading so that the file must exit. Okay, to read a file, R means to reading a file. To read a file, the description will be for mode R, it opens a file for reading so that the file must exit. Okay, and then the next mode is W. This mode opens a file for writing. Create a new file if the file does not exist. Okay, W mode is used to open a file for writing. Creates a new file if it does not exist. And then the next mode is A. It means appending mode. It opens a file for appending data at the end. Okay, this is the use of this A mode, that is appending mode. And then the next mode is R plus. What this will do? This mode opens a file for both reading and writing. Okay, and then the next mode is W plus. This mode opens a file for both reading and writing, creates a new file if it doesn't exist. Okay, this is the description for W plus mode. And at last, A plus, it means this mode opens a file for both reading and appending. Okay, these are the file modes and the description for particular modes. Okay, and also we learnt about file operations. There are five file operations, that is creating a file, opening a file, reading from a file, writing a file, and then closing a file. Let's go to next topic, that is file handling functions. These are the functions and this is the description for that particular function. A fopen function. What it will do? It opens a file. And then fclose function. What it will do? It will closes an opened file. And then fprintf function. It writes formatted data into a file. And then fscanf function. It reads formatted data from a file. And then fputc function. It writes a character to a file. And then fgetc function. It reads a character from a file. And then fputs function. It writes a string to a file. At last, fgets function. It reads a string from a file. Okay. These are the file handling functions that you need to remember. Okay. For easy access to do file handling functions and file handling methods. These are the functions that you have to remember. Okay. And the next topic is steps for file handling. There are some steps to follow for file handling. What is the steps? First one is open the file. Okay. How you will open? Use fopen function with appropriate mode. Means whether you have to read means you will give R mode. Whether you have to write means you will give W mode. Like that with the appropriate mode, use fopen function. Okay. To open a file, use fopen function. And then second step for file handling is perform operations. The operations like read, write, or manipulate the file as needed. You can perform any operation as you need. Okay, that is the second step. And the third step is last step, that is closing the file. Use fclose function to free resources and save changes. Okay, at last of the file handling, the step is you have to close the file. These are the steps that are followed for file handling. And then the next topic is examples for all those. Here we have discussed all those file operations. Let's see these examples for all those file operations. Here we can see these examples, how to create and writing a file. Okay, and then reading from a file, and then appending to a file, and then counting words in a file, and then error handling in file operations. Okay, these are the tasks that we perform now. These are the examples that we perform now. Okay, first example, let's see first example, that is creating and writing to a file. Okay, let me explain this program now. First of all, header file stdio.h, C library header file. It consists of many functions and that we use, and then int main, the entry of the program. Okay, this is the main function. And then here I am using pointer file application so that I can use fopen function. Okay, so that I have mentioned this pointer, and I'm opening this example.txt, and I am using W mode. W mode means writing mode. Okay, I will open this example.txt file, and then I will write any data to that particular example.txt file. If this file did not exist, then automatically it will create the file, and then I can write into that file. And if in the next line it checks by using if condition if the file is null or not. If the file is null means it will print error while opening the file. Otherwise, hello, this is a test file. And then in next line we are printing by this function fprintf, that is file handling in C is easy. At last, I am closing the file, fclose file, and then I am printing file written successfully. Okay, let's see this example program in our C compiler. For this particular file handling topic, we cannot use online compilers because online compilers do not have access to our files in the system, because these files consist in a notepad. Okay, these are saved in Windows C like that, but the online compilers did not have access to manage with our offline saved application, saved files. So for this particular topic, file handling, I will use Turbo C++ compiler, Turbo C compiler. Let me open this program. Already I have written this program, first one, reading and writing to a file. It is the program I have explained now. Now I will run this program. Okay, you can see the output, file written successfully. Okay, the output is file written successfully, because this file did not exist, but I am using written write mode, so the file is written. Okay, this is an example for program for to write into a file. And then we go to next topic, that is reading from a file. Okay, to explain this code, first of all I will go to Turbo, otherwise I will go to, just a minute, I will go to this and write.cpp. I will open this, open with notepad, and here I'll create this program, and I will, just a second, this is another program. First one is completed, and then second program is reading from a file. Okay, now I will explain this code. So I am copying this code, particular code, and then I will go to notepad, I will paste here, and then I will save it. Okay, close this and open this one. This one also you have to close, and now you have to open Turbo. Now you can go to file and click on new. You can click on open, just a second, otherwise create a new one, that is, for as of now our program name is reading a file, so I will save it as, otherwise I'll open this, if it is, no, I will, now our program topic is reading from a file, so I will save as read.cpp, and I will click on enter. I will save something and click on save, and then I will go to this particular, and then I will check for that read.cpp, this one, and then I will open this with notepad. Here I will clear this one, and here I will paste this particular code reading from a file code, and then I will click on save, so that code will be saved. And now I will open this. Sorry, you have to close this first, so just a minute. Wait, and then now you can open Turbo. So here you can see that the code has transferred to here. Okay, now I will explain how to read from a file. Okay, let me clear this code. We clear this heading. This is the code. First one, header file, and second one, main function. And here, same as like that program, I am using pointer. I am using a fopen function to open this particular text, example.txt, and the mode is R here. Previous code, that is W to write the file. Here R, because to open file in read mode. Okay, and then I have given character data type and given line, that is size of 100. and I am using if condition. If the file is null means it will print like error opening file. And I am using while loop and using fgets function with this line of size of the line. What is the size of the line? 100. Okay, read line by line. It will read line by line. Okay, the use of fgets function here is it will read line by line. Okay, and then what I am doing, I am printing the particular lines. Okay, let me run this program now. Just a second. See here. Hello, this is a test file. File handling in C is easy. This is the output that I have created in the example.txt. Okay, you can see the output as simple as like that. Okay, let me go to next topic. This is the example program for uh, reading from a file. This is an example program for reading from a file. It is completed. Okay, and then we move to next topic, that is appending to a file. Okay, appending to a file. Here I will explain this code once. First of all, this is header file and then main function. Here same as I am using pointer, same as previous programs, and then fopen function to open this particular text file. And then the mode is here, not W and not R. The mode is A. A means append mode. What will append mode do? It opens the file in append mode and it will add data. If we can add, we can also add the data. And then in next line I am using if condition and checking that if the file is equals to null, I am printing error opening the file. Otherwise I will print this is appended text, and at last I am closing the file, and then I am printing text appended successfully. Let me run this code, run this program in compiler. Okay, this is also file handling topic, so that we cannot use online compiler. So let me open first turbo compiler, and then I'll go to file, otherwise it is not opening. I'll clear this one. Again, once again I will open turbo, and then what I will do is I will create a new file. Okay, and then I will save it as appending mode. No? So I will name as append.cpp and then click on OK. I will add something text. Okay, and then I will save it. Now what I will do, I will go to same as like before. I will go to this particular folder. I have to close this one. Okay, I will quit from here. Just a second. Okay, quit, and then I will check here append.cpp. Okay, what is showing append.cpp? Just a second, it is not showing. Once I will close this, I'll open this again. I think it consists of two. Just I will quit. It consists of two files. Here once again I will go to this, and it is stored in Windows C folder, and then I will go to turbo, and then it bin, and then append.cpp. I will open it with notepad, and here I will paste that code. Okay, which code? This particular appending to a file code, which I have explained now, and then I'll clear this previous one, and then click on save, and then close this, and now open turbo, start turbo C++, and then Here you can see appending code is ready so that we can use this code now. As I explained, this is header file and this is main function, and then I'm using pointer, and then I am using fopen function to open this example.text, and here I am mentioning a means append mode. Okay, and then I am using if condition to check if the file is null or not. If the file is null means it will print error opening the file. Otherwise, it will print this is appending test, and I will close the file, and I will print test appended successfully. Let me run this program now. Alt plus F5. Just a second. Means okay, just a second. See here, test appended successfully. It means this program is correct and it is running successfully, and the file is not null. So this will be printed. Text appended successfully. So this is an example program for how to append the text in the file handling process. Okay. And then let's go to next topic, that is counting words in a file. Okay. For this file also I will create one more file, that is, first of all I will close this. I cannot use this now. And then counting words in a file. I will explain this now. Counting words in a file means we have so many files, that is maybe it may be notepad text or something else. It consists of some text. Okay, we have to count the words in the of the text. Okay, we have to find the number of the words that consists of the text. So this is the program for counting the words in a file. Okay, this is an example program to count the words in a file. Okay, I will explain this program now. First one is include stdio.h header file, and then second one is ctype.h. It is also an header file. It consists of some special library function that is used to count the words in a file. Okay, and then main function, and then pointer file, same as previous programs, and then fopen function to open the particular text file, and then r mode means read mode, and then I have declared character data type ch variable, and then int data type words variable, and assigning with 0 value. And after that, by using if condition, I am checking whether the file is equals to null or not. If the file is equals to null means it will print error opening the file. And after that, using while loop, if the ch is equals to fgetc file means here I use fgetc file to get that file. Okay, not equals to EOF. Okay, and in next line, if each space of ch means it will check for the spaces or new lines. This particular each space word will check for spaces or new lines in this particular ch variable. And then what it will do, the words will be incremented. It means words will be increased. And then I am closing the file here, fclose function file. And then I am printing the file contains format specifier percentage d to mention the integer value. So percentage d format specifier, and then slash n new line, and then I am printing the words. So how many words it will print. So now I will explain this particular topic in the turbo C program. So go to turbo C and then open. This is word code program. So I will create a new file and I will name it as word, otherwise count.cpp, and I will write something and I will save, and then I will quit from this. Just a second, I will quit from this. After that, again I will go to this particular bin, and then I will check for count count.cpp, and then I will open with notepad so that I can rewrite that code. Here I will rewrite that code, not this code. Just a second. This particular counting words in a file program. I will explain this coding and I will show you the output in C compiler. Okay. So let me open this and open with notepad, and then I will clear this previous one and I will give new one, and then I will click on save. After that I will close this text, and again I will go to turbo, and then I will open turbo, and you can see here the count program code came here because I have changed the code there by clearing this normal text, and I am pasting the original code here so that I can see the original code here. So as I explained this code there, so let us check for the output here. Alt plus F5. Okay, otherwise just a second. This file contains 23 words. Okay, this example.txt file contains 23 words. What are the words that we seen before? Something like that. This is appended text. It will count the words. PHIS 4, IS is, appending APPENDING. Like that, it will count the words and total words it will print. So the total words in the example.txt file is consists of 23 words. So the output is 23. Likewise, this is an example program to count the number of words in a particular file. Okay, and then we go to next topic, that is error handling in file operations. It means it always checks for null after using fopen. It indicates that the file could not be opened. Okay, how do we do error handling in file operations? It will We always want to check for null after using fopen function so that it indicates that the file could not be opened. Okay, this is an example for that error handling in file operation. Here you can see this file, pointer file, and then fopen function, and this is file name non-existent.txt, and then I am using R mode, read mode. If the file equals to null, it means if this file is not exist, so that I will print error file not found. This is the way of error handling in file operations. Okay, and then I have given some practice questions. Okay, let's look into the practice questions. I have given some 5 practice questions. Do these practice questions, okay, so that you will improve your logical thinking. First one is write a program to copy the contents of one file to another. Okay, it is asking to write a program to for what purpose? To copy the content of one file to another file. This is also a file handling important concept, so that apply that concept and you will write this code easily. Okay, and the second question is create a program to read student details from a file and display them. It is nothing but creating a program to opening a particular file called student details. For example, you have to create a notepad file first. The notepad file's name is student details. In that particular text file, you have to mention the student details, all student details, and then you have to save it. And now come to turbo compiler, and then you have to write a code to read the file. It is asking to display, so you have to read the file, that is file capital letters and then pointer file using fopen function, and that the file name is student details, so student details dot text, and then the mode is R, so mention it as R, and then using if condition, if the file consists means okay, otherwise file not found, like that you have to print. This is also a simple and easy program as we told before. And then third question is implement a program to count the number of lines, words and characters in a file. It is same program like as this program, last word program to count the number of the words in a file. This is also a same program, but here we have to count the number of lines, words and characters. Okay, try to do this program also. And then fourth question is write a program to delete specific lines from a file. Okay, it means we can use append mode to add text, but here it is asking to delete specific lines from a file. This is also an important concept in file handling. Okay, do this also. And at last, fifth question is create a program to sort data, example student marks stored in a file. It is asking to write a program to sort the data. Examples, if you have file student marks and this text file consists of student marks, okay, and the marks are unsorted, and we have to use file handling functions, and we have to sort the data in a marks in a order. So that is the program. It is asking to sort data in a file. Okay, these are the 5 questions you have to do. Okay, let's do a quick recap of what we have learned today. In day 8 of learning C language, first of all we learnt about file handling in C. What is file handling? First of all, we learnt about file. A file is a collection of data stored on a disk. And what is file handling? File handling means it is the process of creating, reading, and writing and manipulating files using C programming. And also, C language provides a set of standard library functions to handle files through the stdio.h header file. And also, then we learnt about file operations like creating a file, opening a file, reading a file, writing a file, and then closing a file. And then we learnt about file modes in C, that is read mode, write mode, append mode. It is R plus mode that is used for both reading and writing, and then W plus mode. It is also used for both reading and writing, and it creates a new file if the file doesn't exist. Okay, and then A plus mode. It opens a file for both reading and appending. And then I learnt about file handling functions. Those functions are fopen function to open a file, fclose function to close and open the file, like fprintf, and then fscanf function, and then fputsc function, fgetsc function, fputs function, and then fgets function. These are the functions that we have learnt in file handling. Okay, these functions make us code easier and reduce the size. Okay, and then we have learnt about steps for file handling. How to handle a file? There are 3 steps we have learned. That is, first one is open the file. Okay, by using the fopen function. And then second step is perform specific operations like read, write, or manipulate the file as needed. And then third operation is close the file. These are the 3 steps that we are used for file handling. And then we did also these examples, that is creating and writing a file example, this program, and then also we wrote this and explained this reading from a file program, and also we have explained this appending to a file program, and also we have explained this counting words in a file program. At last we have discussed about how to handle the errors in file operations. Okay, this is an example program also we have explained. At last, I have given some 5 practice questions. I have explained all these 5 practice questions so that you have to do these 5 practice questions so that you can improve your logical thinking. Okay, thank you.